Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. In this week's video, we are taking a look at 3 tools made by Winkler Knives specifically for rescue operations. So before we get into the actual tools in front of me, I need to say a little bit about the company that makes these. Daniel Winkler is the owner and the founder of Winkler Knives. He is a master bladesmith. He got his start actually in Hollywood. He designed all of the knives for Last of the Mohicans and then went into contracting for special forces groups going overseas that wanted some custom-made breaching tools and weaponry. So that's kind of how he got his start. And since then, his company has kind of grown. He makes high-end knives, axes, and tools that mainly focus on first responders and military members. One of the really nice things that Daniel Winkler does is he offers 25% discount to all first responders, military members. So, these do come with a little bit of a price tag because these are custom-made high-end pieces of equipment. However, you can get a decent discount from them if you have some proof that you work in one of those roles. The first tool I want to talk about today is the Medic Axe. Now, originally this axe was designed for Special Forces medics. I am not a Special Forces medic, nor have I ever been, but this still has application for civilian use as well. The sheath on the end of it, this is a lined Kydex sheath, very high quality, and that does have a retention strap here that you just come string through, keeps the axe in place, keeps it secure on whatever you're mounting this on. It has a couple different mounting options with these nylon loops. There are a number of buttons that you can choose to put it on, whether that's a belt, MOLLE, or some other way you decide to mount this, you can do it. Nice high quality sheath. The axe itself, now this has a couple great features on it that make it ideal for a medic. So number one, and the most obvious I think people are going to point out, is that yes, this can be used for self-defense. But I am not carrying this as a weapon if I have it. Mainly I am carrying this as a breaching tool. So the axe, obviously you can use that to punch holes in things. You can use it to get through a wall in a house, in a structure fire if you're a firefighter. You can use it to help get through sheet metal. You'll notice this end has a spike on it, which is specifically made to punch through sheet metal. And that comes in conjunction with this part down here, which is a can opener. So you punch through the sheet metal and then you can use this to pry open the sheet metal as you go and cut through it. That application is pretty specific for Air Force operations for aircraft, but it could be used on the side of a car to get to the internal latch mechanisms or potentially extricate somebody from a car. This will not replace your long, full-sized firefighting axe as an extrication tool, but it is really nice because it's so compact that it will fit in a bunch of different cases and you can kind of take it anywhere with you. Now, the axe itself, this is made with 80 CRV2 steel with a black oxide coating to keep it minimal glare. This isn't going to attract a lot of light or glint or anything like that, which goes back to its Special Forces application. You'll notice right here, the top of the axe handle is paracord. So they do that because this part is the part that's usually damaged while swinging an axe. Something can hit that. If this is damaged, no problem, you just replace the paracord. Plus, the paracord in and of itself is a survival tool. You can use that for a ton of different applications. Down on the handle, I have the black micarta handle on it. Looks really, really nice, very high quality. Now, you can get it in a couple different kinds of handles. So this is the black micarta. You can get in tan and green micarta as well. You can also get this in walnut, maple, and a black rubber handle. And I think the black rubber adds a little bit of price to it. So there are some customization options down here. I really like this. It's just super sturdy and super low profile. So really, really cool axe. Tons of applications, whether that's extrication from a car, getting through a wall, a window punch, you name it, or an ice pick if you're trying to escape, coming through the ice or something like that. Bunch of applications. Now, I'm not saying this is something you have to carry on you as a new medic or anything like this, but I personally think this has a lot of uses for us. It does come with a price tag like we were talking about earlier. So retail on this axe is $650. And that's something that you have to gauge if that's worth it to you or not. you know, you get what you pay for, and this is a very, very high quality tool. But I can't recommend these guys enough. One, their customer service is amazing. You know, these have a lead time. These aren't just sitting on shelves waiting for you to buy them. So you go online, you can order it, and they'll ship it out. I think right now their website says 8 to 12 weeks to get one of these. All right, so fear not if that $650 is a little bit outside of your price range. They make two other really cool tools for emergency services specifically. This one right here is the fire tool. So you can see here it's made out of the same steel as the axe. That's the ADCR V2 steel, and it has the black oxide coating to keep it no glare. On the head, you have a window punch or a spike. Basically, you can use this for any number of things. Their intended purpose is the window punch, but I could foresee this using for ice rescue. You know, you lay down on your stomach and use this to self-rescue out of a lake or something if you break through. For those of you watching in tropical areas, yeah, probably won't need to use that ever. Here you have two wrench sizes. So these wrench sizes are a 3/4 inch and a 1/2 inch wrench, which will fit almost all gas valves. There are some that it won't, but that's kind of the standard sizes. And then you have a spanner here. So that's for tightening or loosening your hose connections. It also has a light hammer head, so you can use this to put something into place, or put a little crease on something if it's not moving. Down the blade here, you've got a pry tool. So this does not replace a Halligan tool or anything like that. You're not going to be walking into a fire with these two and thinking it's going to have the exact same capabilities. But what's really nice about this is this pry tool lets you get purchase into a door, into a car door, make entry into a house, pry open a window, anything like that, this will help you with. And what it's really designed to is that this can be easily put in a pocket or a bag, and it can even fit into MOLLE loops if you want to put this on a plate carrier if you're a police officer. It has a lot of applications there, and it will fit really, really nicely. Really only comes in one option, no colors or anything with this, just the black look there, solid metal. This one is a little bit more affordable. You're in the $165 range. Now keep in mind, it's 25% off everything I'm talking about, so it's a little bit less than that. Really cool tool, really easy to carry with you. But like I said, this isn't replacing your Halligan, it's just something that you can keep on you at all times. Now the last tool we're talking about today is the Air Force Emergency Response Tool. So this is very, very similar to the fire tool, except you lose the spanner on it. Still has the window punch on this end, even though it's a little less pronounced, probably wouldn't work in that ice application like we were talking about with this one. But it has the two sizes of wrench for your gas valves, window punch here, hammer head there, and then your pry tool down here. So they say, this was basically developed as a replacement for the standard ERT tool, and I'm not actually familiar with that tool, but I assume it's something that's issued in the military. A little bit smaller, so you can see the pry tool is just a little bit smaller than that on the fire tool, keeps it a little bit lighter, a little bit more compact. I have a buddy that actually carries this in his radio sling right down the front in the MOLLE loops. Very lightweight, has a lot of application once again because you can hit those gas valves with these, and it can still be used as an extrication tool or an entry tool with the pry bar here. This one comes in at about $85. So all three of these have excellent applications for civilian and military use. I think the cool factor of something like this can't be overstated. This is just a super nice piece of equipment, but all of these are custom made by Daniel Winkler and his staff. So I cannot recommend these guys enough. It's super, super high quality equipment. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.